Jay Slater, 19, an apprentice bricklayer from Lancashire, set off to the sunny skies of Tenerife to attend the 3-day NRG festival in Playa de las Americas. The festival started on Friday the 14th and finished Sunday the 16th. He was accompanied by 2 friends, one unnamed male and a female friend, Lucy. According to Jay's mother, he'd saved up to attend the festival and this was his first time travelling abroad with friends. The group stayed in an Airbnb near the festival and enjoyed the events the festival offered over a 3-day period. All in all, Jay's first trip abroad with friends was almost without incident. That was until the last night of the festival. While Jay had decided to party into the early hours, his friend Lucy decided to leave early. Jay befriended 2 British men and decided to travel with them to Masca, a desolate area of the island located on the opposite end of the lively Playa de las Americas strip. The 2 men, who have not been publicly named, were staying in an Airbnb just on the outskirts of Masca. Jay only stayed a short while and would post a Snapchat at the door of the Airbnb around 7:30 a.m. He left the property and headed to the bus stop, which was meters away. A witness would come forward and say she spoke to Jay at the bus stop. He asked when the bus arrived, but the language barrier proved problematic. The witness then claimed shortly after, whilst travelling in a car, he saw Jay walking up the road.
It's dangerous walking around here. It's easy to lose yourself. He walked up the road when I saw him for the last time. He was alone. He was walking normally, though he was fast.
Jay would then call Lucy. He was struggling to find his location with maps. He was lost, thirsty, had cut himself on a cactus and his phone was at 1%. Lucy would raise the alarm, call the police, and the search for Jay would begin.
I've never been so worried in my life. It's just the unknown as well. You literally you don't know what's happened. You don't know where he's gone. His last drop pin wasn't even on a road. There's a reason he's gone off road, I think. Why has he not carried on the path? He's not a stupid boy. Do you know what I mean? He would have stayed on the road. It was at 8 a.m. as well. Just after 8 a.m. So that's the perfect time. It's not cold at night. It's not midday heat. So there's hikers, there's tourists, there's photographers. There's people around. He's not stupid. He would know to stay on the road, and then he'd walk past someone and say, "Look, sorry, I'm lost." I understand there's the language barrier with some people, but someone would have been able to speak English. He would have been able to communicate efficiently to let them know that he had no phone, he had no water, and he was stuck up here. Why has he gone off the road?
However, this is where things began to get a little strange. Jay's location is determined to be in the rural Ditino Park. This is not in the direction of travel Jay needed to be headed. In the space of 45 minutes, how did Jay find his way to the area? These routes are hiking routes. Logically, the main road that runs through Masca all the way back to the Americas area would be the safest route, as there are bus stops placed all along the route. The route is also well populated with plenty of areas for tourists. How did Jay manage to find himself in an unpopulated area without access to help or water? As search teams begin combing the landscape, in 8 days they have been unable to locate any sign of Jay. If Jay had walked an average 2 miles per hour, he would have been found by searchers in a fairly short time frame based on his last location ping. However, if he continued to walk on from his last location, the chance of being located becomes slimmer as the search field becomes massively extended. There is something illogical about Jay's actions in this critical time frame, leading to 2 conclusions. He came to harm by a fall in the terrain, or something nefarious occurred. Spanish authorities have expressed concern at not being able to locate him by now. The trails around Masca can be tough, but thousands of tourists have traversed the area without coming to harm. Masca itself is considered a safe area. It's far from the party areas and sees little to no crime. The day following Jay's disappearance, his mother travelled to the island. Although opting not to help with searches, she appealed for help in finding her son and is currently lodging in the very Airbnb Jay was staying at.
Somebody taking him, as he just panicked, where am I? You know, they've been in high spirits, they've been to an event, you know, as he just thought, right, I need to go get back down to civilise it. But there is people up there, why has nobody seen him? You know, there's tourists up there, it's a climbing, you know, it's a hive of activity at 8 a.m. in the morning. I can't bear to see where he could be, like, just lying there somewhere. I can't bear it. I don't have the strength to do it. But
Jay's father and brother have also flown to the island. They've visited the last place Jay was known to be and have been actively distributing flies in the hope of finding Jay.
Let's put out there, Warren, what would it be?
I just want him to be found. Simples. I just want my son back. End of. What more is there? It's been a week now. A week and nothing. So somebody somewhere must have helped him off that mountain. Somebody.
Must be like a living hell for you
It
and the
is
family.
living hell. You don't. Unless you're going through it, you can't explain. You can't understand what I'm. Sorry. I know I don't help.
Hey, it's fine. It's going to get the message out there. Have more people joined you on the search.
Please, I just say, is anybody knows anything, just come forward and help us. That's as I can hope.
Meanwhile, the publicity generated by Jay's disappearance has blown up the internet. Theories are running wild, speculating as to what's happened to Jay. Jay's mother has received messages of people claiming to have kidnapped Jay, and his friend Lucy has been trying to utilise social media to find Jay, but has herself fallen victim to online trolls who claim she's some kind of drug dealer. Her social media shows her having taken multiple holidays to party hotspots, which has fueled the speculation. Lucy has started a GoFundMe for Jay's family. The goal of £30,000 was reached in a matter of days. It's unclear what the funds are for, as initially the family of Jay did not want any kind of public funding. Jay himself, while missing, has had his past criminal behaviour brought to the limelight. In 2023, Jay was part of a group of friends who violently attacked a man with various weapons, including a machete, leaving the victim with serious injuries. The group were prosecuted in court, admonished by the judge for their behaviour during the trial, where they are said to have smirked and acted out during the proceedings. Jay avoided a prison sentence and was ordered to complete 150 hours of community service. Despite his past transgressions, he is still a 19-year-old man who is missing, and as each day passes, the hope of finding him diminishes drastically. Just weeks ago, doctor and author Michael Mosley went missing in Greece whilst out on a hike. Unfortunately, he was found deceased days later. The search for him was extensive, but as he had collapsed behind a wall, the wall obscured his body from view. It was thanks to an eagle-eyed cameraman who spotted his umbrella, which led to finding his body. What is apparent is there has been no confirmed sighting of Jay since the witness who spoke to him at the bus stop in Masca. His last confirmed communication was around 9 a.m. with his friend Lucy. His belongings have not been found, and presuming Spanish authorities have done digital forensics, there has been no activity since on his phone or his bank, which leads to the most likely possibility that he's come to harm somewhere in the harsh terrain of the rural Dentino Park area. It's worth pointing out the rural area's Tenerife isn't home to any dangerous wild animals. A sighting was reported in the town of Santiago del Tied. A grainy image shows a man near the church at around 6 p.m. on Monday that Jay disappeared. This is 11 kilometres from Masca, but no information or witnesses to corroborate the identity of a man as being Jay. This could be a false lead. If he was able to get to the town, which is well populated, it would be strange if he'd not find a way to contact Lucy or travel back to his accommodation. But understandably, a glimmer of a chance is better than the alternative option.